Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Nick.
Are you looking for a Christmas present for someone special?
Usually.
Well, we've got the thing for you and them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me know, what is it?
That is tickets to the Orlando Whiskey Festival.
Oh, great idea.
You're here in Central Florida.
Indeed, I am.
And the Orlando Whiskey Festival is here in Central Florida.
Ooh.
And that's something on the horizon to look forward to.
I definitely know somebody that would like to do that.
Me?
And me. And a few other people.
And a few other people. This is the premier whiskey festival. It's in its 9th year.
Wow.
I know.
It's like a little age on it.
It does. This is February 3rd, 2024 at the Orlando Science Center.
Oh, no kidding.
I know. Yeah, this is put on by our friends at Whiskey and Biz. They've invited us to come hang out with them.
Can't wait.
Me neither. Listeners of Drep and Stone can save 15% on tickets to the Orlando Whiskey Festival.
You're kidding me.
I'm not. I'm telling you the truth.
That is incredible.
You want to ask me how?
How?
All they got to do when they go to buy their tickets,
Yep.
they got to put DSP15 in that promo code box.
DSP 15.
Yeah, as in like Drep and Stone.
Get it?
Podcast 15. Yeah, but DSP.
Drep Stone Podcast 15.
1-5.
Got it.
Correct. Yeah. Those are good for the general admission tickets.
Yep.
And the VIP tickets.
Oh, snap.
I know.
Didn't even know that was an option.
This is a tasting event that allows guests to sample almost 100 different whiskeys.
Wow.
I know. There's some gourmet menu selections on site. Orlando's most popular restaurants are going to cater those. And there's some cigar vendors and even a cigar lounge if that's what you're into.
Sounds amazing.
Again, if you want to go to the premier whiskey festival here in Central Florida, go on over to whiskeyNBIZZ.com and grab your tickets. It's literally like the first thing that comes up.
And what's that Drep and Stone promo code?
That's DSP15.
Man, I'll meet you over there.
Well, we're both going to be there. We're going together.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, I got to buy gifts. I know people.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to want to go.
They're going to want to go. And they're going to...
I need to save 15%.
Who doesn't want to save 15%?
Nobody.
Yeah. No, yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to the Drep and Stone podcast, the podcast where two friends raise two different glasses.
We've never mentioned that.
No, I don't think we ever have.
Yeah, it's not a glass, but we always say raise a glass. But
sure,
we
have our own glasses.
Yeah, we're using separate glasses.
But we are having a conversation.
Sure.
Because we can't have multiple. I guess we can have multiple conversations.
Yeah, we probably do have multiple conversations in every episode.
Well, I mean, but like we're not having conversations with ourselves, so it's not two simultaneous conversations.
Sure, just multiple in an episode.
There's a conversation. There's multiple topics.
Oh, you're right.
But we are drinking from two separate glasses.
Right.
I just want to clarify.
That is a great clarification. I'm surprised it's taken us this long to...
Over 200, we're like approaching 220 episodes, I think, at this point. And like, we've never discussed that.
Incredible.
We're drinking from two separate glasses, everyone.
Yeah.
And we always have.
Yeah.
And as far as I know...
nobody's asked us yet.
Well, I guess yeah, you're right. Sure.
How you been?
I've been...
Loaded question. Didn't realize.
Whoa.
Man.
Things are going well, man. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Planning some travel for the Christmas season.
Wow.
Yeah. We're between a couple of different things. Like, we're definitely going to go visit some family in Asheville. Mm-hmm. And then we've got a couple options that we're kind of mulling over. I say
might hop from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like throw it all together in one big trip.
Yeah, I'm thinking that. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. What about you?
Epic. Oh, no. Great.
Yeah.
Things are great. Yeah.
Good.
For sure. Love this time of year.
Oh, who doesn't?
Everybody's front yards is sparkling.
You're right.
It just makes everything. The weather's nice. Oh, it's been great the past couple of days.
Yeah.
I haven't mentioned the weather in a while.
I don't want to talk about the weather, not because I don't like the weather, but just because like I don't want the weather to hear us talking about it.
Right. I'd be
yeah,
we'll get you back to 80 real quick.
Exactly.
Why did you do that?
Yeah. Well, again, shh.
Yeah.
Nobody talk about the weather.
Yeah. Awful weather.
No, dude, just shh. Just don't mention.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You don't want to hurt its feelings. But there's something I do want though.
What's that?
I want to drink something this week.
Oh, good idea.
What you got?
Something different.
Sure.
So I've got a bottle. I got a bottle of whiskey.
What? I'm for it.
I think you're going to be really for it. Actually, it's fun. It's from one of your favorite distilleries.
Really?
Really, really. It's from the distillery High West.
Mm-hmm.
I've piqued your interest. I can tell.
You have piqued my interest. I'm speechless.
This is one of their premier highly sought after bottles. And we haven't had this bottle yet.
No, we haven't. It's been on your shelf for quite some time.
Yeah, I've had it for a couple of months, and I was like, it didn't feel right to have it until it was kind of chilly outside.
Sure.
Kind of felt right because of the name of it.
Right? What is it?
A Midwinter Nights Dram.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
This is a bottle that I've been searching for honestly years at this point.
It's another one of those bottles that early on in Stone.
Yeah.
I saw it. Could have got it for like $70, but
Same.
I didn't know what it was.
I didn't know it.
And just let it sit there and was looking for that Blanton's, baby.
Chasing them ponies.
leave that stuff there.
Yeah. Same.
But did finally get the opportunity to acquire it, and here we are. And I feel like it's the right time to do it. Like, anybody that's listening, you've already read what we're talking about. You know, it's the holiday season. It is tonight. We're still gonna have a little bit of a chill in the air.
Yeah.
It feels like the right time to do it.
I'm for it.
So let's get into this.
Let's do it. Like I've been excited for this for quite some time. Same.
Like haven't touched it. Been saving it. It's like, when are we gonna do
It's
it?
because you're a man of character.
In all honesty, if I think back to like bottles that we've acquired within the past year,
Yeah.
I think this is kind of, you know, I think Blue Spot was one.
Yeah.
That was one that we both had looked at for a long time and said, you know, if we ever get a chance, can't wait to try Blue Spot. And it didn't disappoint.
Not at all.
But this is definitely one that we've both been aware of for a long time.
Yep.
And so
It's
finally,
been on the list of like, we've got to have that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And like to anybody that's paying attention, this is Act 10, Scene 2.
Yeah. So they do this, I think it's by release and like the different releases of the Midwinter Nights Dram.
It says it's a blend of straight rye whiskeys finished in port barrels.
Yeah.
Limited engagement, bottled by High West Distillery, Park City, Utah.
Yeah. This is one of those things that like, of the pantheon of High West products, this is the one that's like most sought after, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
The
I'm not
Prisoners-
aware of one beyond it.
There's one called the Prisoner's Dilemma, I think. It's also very highly sought after.
Yep.
But this is the one that's like,
Specs on it are 49.3 ABV,
okay.
so just under 100.
Yep. 98.6.
98.6. Yeah.
Yep.
Shall I read?
Hold on. Let me make the fire first. Okay, you're good. Yeah.
A Midwinter Nights Dram. Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream.
Ooh.
That's from A Midsummer's Night's Dream
Yeah.
by
William Shakespeare.
William S. Shakespeare.
William S. William S. Shakespeare.
William S. Shakespeare.
Sure. Okay.
The S is
Silent.
no, it's for Socrates.
That's his middle name.
Strangely enough,
Okay.
like the works of our favorite playwright William S. Shakespeare,
Does it really say S?
No.
Okay.
a glass of a Midwinter Night's Dram is made to be savored and over all too quickly. This limited release whiskey is a sumptuous marriage of rye whiskeys finished in port barrels. The rye forms a beautiful base of vanilla, caramel, and cinnamon, while the port barrels provide notes of plum, dried fruit, and spice. Like a proper holiday plum pudding, it's brimming with lovely mulling spices, dried fruits, and creme anglaise.
Creme anglaise, you say?
Sip it slowly.
You can't tell me what to do.
Sip it slowly through the coldest night. Thanks, High West. And then it's signed by their master distillers and their blend sensory manager.
I want that title.
That's a new one. Yeah. Never heard of that.
I listen. Everyone knows I'm a sucker for a High West bottle.
Yep.
Just I love the blown glass kind of style, that old rugged style.
Yep.
I love the cork on it.
Yep.
It's basically the High West bottle, but just some like different, cool, a different labeling, if you will.
Yep, for sure. You can see the color.
Oh yeah, I can see the color.
Pretty dark.
That thing's dark.
Fresh cork pop.
Please. Whoa,
Man.
whoa, whoa!
Goodness gracious.
That even woke the dog up.
Take a look at that.
What is going on?
Take a look at that cork.
there?
Look at how dark
That cork is stained.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Woo. In the glass.
Please. I love that sound. Thank you, sir. One for yourself. gonna say something.
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't disappoint because I've been wanting this for so long.
Yeah. I mean, and I know it's a yearly release kind of a thing.
Sure.
So, and it changes year to year.
Absolutely.
And there have been years that people absolutely say this year was fantastic, but this year was a bit of a disappointment. I don't know about this one specifically, but
Yeah.
like this is one of those bottles, like we said, that we've wanted to try for a long time. Now we've got it in a glass.
Color wise, mahogany.
Yeah. It's deep, dark.
Rusty. It's got a little bit of a red tint to it too.
Sure. And I would imagine, again, just coming from port barrels, probably have a little wine nature to it.
Did it give us an age statement? I didn't hear one.
No age statement.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
All
just
right.
because it's a blend.
Sure,
But, I mean, you
sure.
can still say like, oh yeah, it's got at least 2 years in it.
Yeah. It's got about 6 months. Who knows? Oh,
All right.
man.
Nose?
Yep.
Let's go.
It's got some of that wine nature.
Wine nature on a rye whiskey.
Absolutely.
And that's
With on
that
like
feels different.
on like an oak bed.
Yeah.
Like I get wine nature, not necessarily specific wine notes, just like, okay, there's a wine quality here. Rye whiskey, but an oak bed.
In much what we just had last week's episode, the Oban, which was very like raisiny forward, kind of jumping forward. This is much more like Merlot, like dark red wine.
Absolutely. I would go, I'm not a huge wine connoisseur, but I like a Malbec, which is a really like big, bold, like punchy red wine.
Right.
Yeah, I'm getting all of that.
Yeah, like going for like port. Yeah, this is like deep, dark red notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and then the
But
rye.
it's not super fruity though.
No, yeah, definitely not, and not even raisiny.
No. What'd you say? You were gonna say
I
rye.
was gonna say the rye coming through is like a very like sweet, caramelly rye.
Yeah.
Not like a punchy pine rye. Definitely
No.
more on that like cinnamon edge of
I was
rye.
gonna say, yeah, it's a little more spicy, like a little more warming spicy. Oh, buddy.
I mean, really different nose. Like I'm trying to think of like rye noses, and I can't really think of one. I mean, granted, this is.
oh,
I'm not even sure if I can think of anything of that I've had that's a finished rye.
what I really like about it too is like the proof just slightly gives an edge, just a bit, cuts the possible sweetness that's there. All right, I'm going in.
Okay.
That is a bit of a curveball in a good way.
Agreed.
Wow. I get a lot of sweetness on the palate.
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't call it a sweet bomb, but it's definitely sweet. And I honestly, I feel like it hits harder than the proof says it should.
Absolutely.
It definitely
punches
feels
up
over 100
for sure. Where I get a lot of rye on the nose, the rye on the palate is subdued until you get the back end of the palate. And that's where the rye's like zing.
Man, so much maple.
Yes. I was looking for that. What is that sweet? And it's maple sweet. It's not full maple syrup,
Yeah,
but it's like,
it's not syrupy. It's just a maple flavoring
yes.
of something.
Yeah.
It's covered in this like red dark fruit front that is then overwhelmed by this just maple note.
I don't know if this is right, but it reminds me of a red velvet cake that's got some like maple notes in there, and then like for some reason like you put some cinnamon in it. And like I know a red velvet cake is basically chocolate cake, but like there's something about like that quality to it. It's just different.
Man, I'm sure you're just like influencing me with what you're saying. But like halfway through, I'm overtaken by just the most umptious, gooey brownie.
Yes. Yes.
Through the back end.
Absolutely.
Like dark chocolate, gooey brownie.
And it's one of those like box brownies, like that Ghirardelli box brownie. Like that thing that's like, and like you've underbaked it in the best way.
Yeah, right.
It's
perfectly underbaked.
and perfectly underbaked.
It's like the most desserty.
Whoa.
And all of that's like covered with this like it's not plum. I think they mentioned plum, but for me it's more of like a dark cherry.
Yeah.
Thing that holds throughout.
It's a Luxardo cherry. It's not a maraschino. It's
sure.
a Luxardo cherry. It's like boom. There it
for
is.
sure. And it's there at the beginning, and it somehow cuts through the whole experience. Like through the whole thing. The berry sweetness at the front, the rye kick through the middle, and then this like oddly specific brownie, underbaked brownie note.
Yeah.
And then what's the bitter?
It's the rye that's giving the bitter. You're saying, what is that bitter note? The bitter note to me is
Like dark chocolate brownie bitter?
Yes.
'Cause it doesn't specifically feel oaky.
I do. I think it is oaky, but it's not. It's oaky with that dark chocolate brownie bitter.
Right.
It's not just an oak bitter, but it's complemented by that brownie bitter. It's as if like you bake that brownie in a wood-fired oven that was an oaky note.
It's that somehow it's perfectly underbaked, except for the bottom of that brownie got like scorched.
Ooh.
Like the eye on the oven was still hot, and you set it down there. You cut the brownies, but it ended up scorching that bottom to a crisp.
Yeah. But not burned.
No, just like crispy.
Yeah. Yes.
Us
I know
over
exactly.
here.
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
Us over here, like detailing out the perfect brownie.
Basically,
This is how you want
if
it.
anyone's making us brownies,
This
is how we want
this
it.
is how we like
yeah,
it.
we like our brownies. It's exactly it. And we want a side of a Midwinter's Night's Dram.
Yeah.
I was worried. I was honestly worried. And we're a part of the whiskey community as a whole. And some people slander this, too expensive, blah, blah, blah. Some people are like, why even try and find it? And now I understand. I understand its divisiveness.
Yeah.
But I understand why that's sought after. At least for the engagement that we have here.
I mean, I'm thinking in recent episodes,
Sure.
where we've tried brand new things,
Yeah.
and things that are like off kilter, they have like a different process to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah. To me, the only thing that not that they're similar at all, but it's the barbecue. It's that thing of like, whoa, that is different.
For sure. It's definitely giving me that. I'm actually picturing pairing it with the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel.
I don't disagree with that.
Of like just that strange tweak to it.
Like here's the thing, but we're gonna mess with it just a bit. Yeah.
For whatever reason, that's what's triggering in my brain of like, like there's a little element of this that has like this kind of toasted, little burnt corner of a brownie.
Yeah. This is fantastic.
I don't disagree. I think that was the point I was trying to make of like these things that we've tried recently that are supposed to be like, it's a different thing. It's on the edges of normality,
Right.
in terms of whiskey.
Yeah.
A rye whiskey finished in port.
Right.
Who else is doing that? Like I can't, off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything.
That maple note is like ebbing and flowing in the best way.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, I
say
take a
that
sip
now,
and
yeah,
it's like gone, and then like you take another sip, you're like, damn,
no, it's right there.
where'd you come from?
Yeah.
You just like jumped out from that tree.
What are you doing?
Wow, that's fantastic.
This is one of those moments for Griffin Stone.
You're not
of
wrong.
Like we finally got the thing. Like, I mean, I think back to Weller Foolproof.
Yeah.
I think back to Blue Spot. In terms of like when we finally got the thing and
Yeah.
got to try it, it rarely disappoints.
So,
You're thinking of it.
I am.
What's the one? What's the one that disappoints? I thought that look was like, but you're forgetting
the look
this
was,
one. And I was like,
the look
I
was
forgot about
not that like I'm like seeking after it, but the look was, what if that 23-year whiskey?
Okay. My argument there is I still don't think it's that good. It might be good, but it's not. Nothing that we've had that's really blown our socks off in the last year has been over $200. Granted, we haven't had anything that was over that for us to say no.
Sure.
And I'll let you buy that bottle.
Okay.
And then we'll try it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because they're available.
What's the one that disappointed then?
What do you mean?
You said like I had the look of like the one that disappointed.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you had the look of, but you're not thinking about when we had
I got you.
This bottle, and it was kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
And my argument is still like you're not paying for the flavor. You're paying for the exclusivity.
Sure.
To say that I had that.
All right, now that we have a fantastic pour, one that I am so happy that it lives up to what I built in my mind.
Yeah. Legit. We've been waiting on this one for
a while.
2-3 years.
Couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so satisfying.
It is. It really is.
So satisfying. It's not disappointing at all.
What do you want to talk about this week?
I recently watched a movie. It's the holiday season, so obviously like we're going
holiday season.
Yeah, we're going through the holiday movies.
You're hoop-dee-doing.
And I recently watched one that is a perennial watch in my house.
Okay.
But it's been a while since I actually sat down and watched it. It's a kind of usually like in the background kind of a thing.
I'm going through the Rolodex of what this could be. Okay.
And man, watching the thing for me personally was a bit of a pain.
I was just like, a holiday movie, a pain?
Disappointing me.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. You've piqued my interest.
It was The Grinch. Jim Carrey, Ron Howard's
How the Grinch Stole Christmas 2000? I feel like it's 2000.
2000. It's not right on 2000, is it?
I think it might be.
I bet you did a little more research than I did.
I don't think I did. I'm going to say 2000.
Yeah, you did it.
Thanks.
You did the thing.
Okay.
2000.
2000.
Live action.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
And I think this was the movie that started that whole like live action Grinch or Dr. Seuss movie trend.
There were other live action Dr. Seuss.
There was a Cat in the Hat with
Mike Myers. Yeah.
That one might have killed it.
Yeah, because they realized it.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Sure.
But when I never saw that movie either. But like when I just off the top of my head, when I think back to that movie,
yeah,
it solves a lot of the issues that I had with The Grinch. Oddly enough. Okay. But anyway, we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. I was watching that one with my kids. It's one that always plays. It's always in the background.
Yeah.
And I sat down and I watched it.
Like really watched it.
Like actually like watched it start to finish.
Yeah.
And like picked it apart like an absolute asshole that I am. And found a lot of things about it that I was just like, why? Why did you make that choice?
Absolutely.
And because it came from a loving heart.
Sure.
It came from the perspective of like, this movie should have been way better than it is.
I can pick apart the thing because I like the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm with you.
This should have been so much better. I shouldn't look at it with this eye.
Right.
It should have been fixed then.
Yeah.
And y'all should have made better choices then. But we collectively came up with, all right, well, let's talk about The Grinch.
Yeah.
So we're not just going to talk about that version.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that version. But we're also going to talk about the absolute perfection that is the original animation.
The 60. I am totally off the dome. I'm like legit.
But you've looked at this.
I haven't. I haven't. I've not done any research here.
In the past 2 weeks.
I've done no research.
And you're pulling these numbers.
Yeah. So
Okay.
2000, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I'm going to say 1966 animated version.
I mean, on the nose.
No
my guy.
way. No way.
You want me to believe these things, but that you just pulled both of them to the exact year and you hadn't looked at it ever.
I'm going to do you one better.
Yeah.
The Grinch.
The new one.
2018.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Is it really?
Yeah. So something's happening here. This is all a simulation.
No, I legit.
This is all a simulation, and you're trying to make me believe it.
No.
And I can't.
No, I'm telling
But
you.
the fact that you could just offhand name exact years of the 3 Grinch movies, and you just want me to think that, like, yeah, no, I just have that in my back pocket.
Yeah. I think you're underestimating my Grinchiness.
All right. What year did Despicable Me, the first one, come out?
2007.
2010. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're 3 years off there. Okay. But the Grinch, all 3 fucking Grinch movies, you pegged. And you're saying
I don't know,
you
man.
just want me to believe that.
I got it in my back pocket.
Okay.
I got big back pockets.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah, no, they are big. They're big pants. I've seen them.
I think
Yep.
I'm going to do one more.
Yep.
I think.
What else? Well, you're going to tell me like when the Grinch released as a book?
1956.
I'm not even looking it up.
I want you to look
take
it
it as
I want you to look. No,
it's
look
gospel
it
to me.
I'm gonna look it up.
You know the other 3 to the date. What day, Nick? What fucking month were they released? It was all November. They kept it as you changed it by a year just to be off. If it's off by a year, Nick, you better not say it. If it's either spot on or a year off and you just changed it to fuck with me.
No.
I don't want to hear either one of them. It better be off by like 5 years.
1957.
What did you say?
1956.
Y'all all heard it. I called it before he said it. He changed it by a year. He knew it. He knew that shit. And he changed it by a year because I'm giving him shit for it. Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough.
Well, I think he wrote it in 1956. Came out in 57.
Yeah. He like submitted it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't approved. Yeah. I got you.
All right. The Grinch.
Fair enough.
As a whole.
Yeah.
I love this character.
Yeah. No, it's an evolution
Absolutely.
of another character.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think.
Of?
He's Scrooge.
Absolutely he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're
for
building
sure.
we're building off A Christmas Carol
And
creating something for kids.
And it's well known. We've talked about A Christmas Carol in the past. I loved Scrooge.
Love Scrooge.
I loved Dickens's A Christmas Carol. I love the iterations of it.
Yep.
And I love Scrooge, and I love the Grinch. As a kid, this character, because like as a younger kid, obviously the Jim Carrey version didn't exist yet. I was still a kid when that existed.
Yeah, I was.
Or when it came out. You're a little bit older. But as a kid, that character scared me to death.
Wow. No kidding.
Not as in like a
boogeyman.
Like a boogeyman, like horror movie. Like he's stealing Christmas?
Yeah.
Like how dare he?
Yeah, what an asshole.
Yeah, 100%. Like what a Grinch.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what Grinch meant.
Right.
I was saying words I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that character scared me because like as a kid, you're
Is
like,
that possible? Can he do that?
Scare me? Well,
no. Can he just take my Christmas?
He did.
You better stay away from my house.
I punch his car.
No. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
So for me, like I remember as a young kid seeing that 1966 version.
He's playing with me, guys.
Going like, wow, a character can steal.
Right.
And I'll tell you what it is. It's that smile. That smile, that 1966 smile.
I can't say 1966. I gotta pull the guy.
What guy?
The animator. The Warner Brothers animation.
I can tell you who voiced him.
No, it's not that.
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway.
All right.
It's the one and only Boris Karloff.
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
And you know what? The guy who sings You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
Yes.
His name is Thurl Ravenscroft.
Nick.
Yeah.
If you're going to start saying shit like this and make me continue to believe that, like, I just have all of this shit in my pocket without looking up anything in the past 2 weeks since we said, let's do an episode on the Grinch. You're going to have to stop. Or else I'm just going to, like, continually to always say, nah.
Listen, man.
It's bullshit.
These are just things I know. I can't help it.
I can't help how I know everything. I just do.
You've never asked me about the Grinch. You're asking me about the Grinch now. I'm telling you about the Grinch.
Everything about the Grinch.
Everything I know.
Which is everything.
I don't know about that. Everything. His heart was 2 sizes too small.
I knew that. Anybody could tell you that. Chuck Jones. All right. Chuck Jones. Chuck Jones did the original 1966 release, December 18th, 1966.
Yeah.
That Chuck Jones.
Yeah.
The Chuck Jones that oversaw a lot of what Warner Brothers Animation was doing at the time.
Sure.
So the same creative head behind a lot of the classic Looney Tunes stuff that we know.
Yeah.
He was the same creative head.
Okay.
Over this.
Like the animator?
The animator Chuck Jones.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And if you think back to it, if you think back to like that style of the Grinch and that smile that you're talking about, that crazy smile, there's a lot of those classic Warner Brothers Looney Tunes.
I never made that connection, but now that you're saying that, yeah, absolutely. Like the one that sticks out to me, and I don't know time or age, or time range.
Interesting that you don't know it now. When we're not talking about
because I'm about to bring up Bugs Bunny. I don't know Bug, but the one with the monster, the red monster,
the red hairy monster.
Yeah, the smile that he does is very Grinchy.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw another one at you.
Yeah,
the Warner Brothers frog, the dancing frog.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Clearly, same style,
Now,
same animation style.
You just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm with you. Yeah.
That Chuck Jones style, which was, I feel like the success in that style of animation was what it was because it was being compared to Disney style animation at the time.
Sure.
Which was also very friendly and happy and just childlike.
Right.
Warner Brothers was going for more of a, perhaps just more of an adult style.
A little edgier.
A little edge on it.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. And it worked.
To me, like looking back on it now, like just recollecting it, it's also the color of the Grinch.
Oh yeah,
because like
lime green.
But it's not. If
toxic.
It's get out of my head.
Yeah,
it's baby poo green.
Yeah, I feel like his main body is lime green, But it's the around like the collar.
But see, I think that's the
That's
Jim
like this,
Carrey, like that, like almost
poo-poo.
like yeah, that like hyper green is like the Jim Carrey, Ron Howard, and the new version of the Grinch. It's that like muddled green.
You're so wrong.
No,
When was the last time you watched the Jim Carrey?
I don't know,
For me, it was like 2 weeks ago. I promise you, this is why I don't like it.
because it's muddled.
Because it's doo-doo brown the whole time. That
Oh.
entire movie. All right, we're going to get there.
Okay.
But no, the color of the classic Chuck Jones animated Grinch is this lime green, bright, vibrant green. It's just the bit around his collar
Oh,
that
okay.
has that doo-doo brown,
I see.
that baby poop brown green.
Okay, now that you're showing me pictures of it. Okay,
Yeah, that story is very vibrant in its color spectrum.
right,
Bright greens, bright reds, bright purples.
right.
Everything about it sings vibrancy. When you watch the Jim Carrey version, and what's so funny about it to me is when you see the DVD color, the DVD cover of the movie.
I guess
it's
that's
very vibrant.
I guess that in my mind is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, you're
that-
seeing that
Yes,
in your mind.
that super bright Grinch. Yeah.
But when you go back and you watch that thing, it's just muddy and dirty. And it's so disappointing that the entire movie is like either gray or brown.
Okay.
And that's my argument over the whole thing, is that to watch that movie now.
Sure.
And it's an interesting thing too cinematically, because Marvel for a long time was ridiculed for its brownness.
Yes.
And you're not making your characters vibrant and colorful enough. And then we got past that. But in that whole argument of the Marvel color palette was brown, I look back at it now, I'm like, maybe you're right. Maybe that was just like the time period.
I think so. Yeah.
Of just like, for whatever reason, we equated believability and like
With muted.
with like these muted natural
So,
colors.
okay. I have not seen the Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas in quite some time. I don't know exactly how long. I'm gonna say it's over 10 years.
I can't believe you know the year that it came out, but you don't know how long it has been since you've seen it.
I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I don't know how I know what I know. But I will say this. My recollection of the thing, yes, it was very rooted in the late 90s. If you can say like this movie is indicative of the time period, yeah, that is a movie indicative of the time period.
Like I'm showing you currently, this is the DVD cover. And this is my argument that
He's
night.
bright and vibrant. Yeah,
If
absolutely.
the movie looked like this,
Yes.
it's a complete success.
Sure.
Apart from a few other things that
Right.
I have issues with. But if it looked like that, then I can overlook those other things.
Yeah, just Google DVD cover How the Grinch Stole Christmas 2000 or Jim Carrey, whatever, and you'll find that.
It doesn't
image.
look like that.
No. Can I say something though?
Yep.
Like as we're talking about the Grinchiness of it all, I think in that version, my recollection, Jim Carrey is fantastic.
Yes, that was my full realization, and why I'm so disappointed in it is because all of the performances within that movie are great. The makeup, costuming, the sets, they're all great. It's just the cinematic,
Sure.
cinematography aspect of it
Can I tell you why I think that is?
that sucks.
Again, just because of my recollection, having not watched it, and now I need to watch it. It's a Ron Howard movie, but it's really a Tim Burton movie. And that's the problem. And I only
Is he a
know that
producer?
Tim Burton had nothing to do with it.
Oh,
Originally, from what I remember, Tim Burton originally like had some sort of hand in this, like he was going to do it, and there was something about like time frame or something like it schedules didn't line up or something, and Theodore Geisel's Dr. Seuss's widow basically like nixed the Tim Burton thing, but it's a Ron Howard movie, but it feels like a Tim Burton movie, but it's not Tim Burton. So you have some weird things going on there. But do you know about the Jim Carrey like losing his shit?
on that set?
Yeah.
No.
Again, I could be botching this, but something like it took like hours upon hours for him to get in that makeup every day.
Sure.
And like it broke him. Actually, it might be in the Jim and Andy documentary. I might be mixing some things here where he kind of talks about that, or maybe I watched something where he talks about how the Grinch Stole Christmas, and like that was one of his most difficult roles, even though he did the mask, which was a lot of makeup too.
Right.
But like because he had to sit for so long for them to do the makeup because it's so precise that like he lost it. Like he was like enraged because of this.
I mean, I could totally like get that.
And this is Jim Carrey at like the height of his career.
Because
Jim
like,
Carrey.
but you've also heard that from lots of people who ever had to do any kind of like major makeup things like that. Like where it was just like they were just kind of pissed off and grouchy because of like the whole process.
Right.
So I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah.
That aspect to me doesn't show up on film. That aspect to me is like more of a we were able to like quell that issue and like keep that to the side.
Sure.
It doesn't show up on camera.
Yeah.
It doesn't show up in the film. Like Jim Carrey when he's in the movie,
It's great.
he's crushing it.
Yeah.
He's exactly what you want. And like and a lot of the things like still land, they still hit, and they're still so spot on.
Right.
It's just the look of the movie the whole time. I'm just like, why does this whole thing look like mud?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just not what I want a
I can see
Christmas movie to look like.
I'm with you.
Yeah, like he himself, he's got this nice lime green outline, which is interesting because I think that's a motif
Sure.
that they use for him throughout the movie is that
And he's lit that way too.
Regardless of the setting, there's always this bright green spotlight on him.
Right.
Throughout.
Yeah.
Which doesn't work because anytime another character is close to him, they also get it.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's just for him. I understand what you're trying to say, but like it doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I find it very interesting because I think that movie is way better than it lives out to be at this point in time. I think it is still like very much a movie. And like in my brief research for this episode, I went and I found very much the same comments of like people that are like, I totally agree. It looks horrible, but I still watch it every year.
Yeah.
Because it's just one of those movies that I have to watch. But yes, like I don't understand why it looks like sewage.
I'm gonna say like
movie.
no, I don't disagree with you by any means, but I'm gonna say it's just like it's the product of the time. Like there are so many movies that are like that, especially like looking back on cinema in the early 2000s. All of those movies look very similar, so I'm gonna say it's a product of the time.
Quickly through this YouTube video,
Sure.
that I can find that illustrates my point. All right, I want you to say the first color that comes to mind. Ready?
Yeah. Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sickly, like vomit brown.
Vomit brown, baby poo brown. Yeah.
And it's just that's that whole movie is that color palette.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's disgusting. And even in these scenes later on where it's like it's supposed to be
Whoville,
Christmas Vacation,
Crumpet, Mount Crumpet,
Home Alone.
Yeah, no. You're right.
When you think of all the other classic movies where it's like, no, they you don't think gray.
Right.
And so why they didn't notice that, but they did, or else they wouldn't have done the DVD cover the way that they did.
Correct.
Because he never looks like that in the movie.
You're right.
It's one of those things for me personally, as a person that appreciates aesthetics.
Sure.
When I see that, I can't get over it.
Right.
I can appreciate the performance. The performances in there are great.
Great.
I hate that song in that movie. Where Are You Christmas? I hate that song. I don't care if it's Faith Hill singing it. I don't care if it's sweet Cindy Lou Who singing it. I don't care who sings that song. I hate that song just for whatever reason. So put that aside.
Yeah.
There's just no part of that movie that I look at it and I see it visually
Grinchy.
as like, you caught it. You captured the original 1966, released on December 18th, 1966, Chuck Jones version.
Right.
I don't ever see that in that movie.
Okay.
So all that movie does is make me want to watch the cartoon.
So let me ask this.
Okay.
Do you like, you've gotten that off your chest.
Okay.
And I feel better about it. I know you feel better about it.
Great now.
I know. This character as a whole.
Yeah.
Do you like this character?
Love the character.
Yeah.
Love Jim Carrey's performance as the character.
Not just Jim,
But no,
the Jim
just
Carrey.
the idea
The
of
Jim
the
Carrey.
Grinch is fantastic because
Yeah.
we're all there. We all
For sure.
we all get there, or we've all been there at some point in time.
Yeah.
So it's very relatable. And and it's so quintessential like pop culture.
Sure.
You're being a Grinch.
Yeah.
Don't be a Grinch.
Yeah. But I think it's like this, for me anyway, I view this character as a Scroogey type character. And to be fair, like Scrooge is hurt. Scrooge is broken. That's what makes Scrooge Scrooge. The version that we get in 1966 is not the version we get in 2000.
Correct.
The version we get in 2000 provides some background as to why
he's like that.
Why is he so bitter? Why is the Grinch so bitter? Right.
Why is he so baby doo-doo brown?
Right.
Yeah.
The 1966 version, we just get like his head's not screwed on right or something like that, and then like his heart's too small or something.
It's just his heart.
Right. But in the 2000 version, we get an understanding of why the Grinch is Grinchy. He represents this perspective for me that I think it's at like trying to capture what Christmas once was. Like he's rallying against all these people. He's rallying against the Who's, but I guess he doesn't really understand why he hates the Who's. Obviously, it's because he's been hurt in some way, but it's that like recollection of what Christmas was. The anti, I don't know if you want to go so far as like the anti-capitalism of it all, like all that crap.
That's absolutely what it was in that 1966
I think
version.
so. Yeah, it's like all that crap that we were like spend, and you see that at the beginning of the 2000 version. Like that's the beginning of it. Like Christmas is nothing but a capitalistic holiday, and by the end of it, you see this kind of, honestly, the end of all of the versions, you see this kind of like return to what Christmas, I don't want to say what Christmas was, because I don't fully think nostalgia works that way, but like what we wanted Christmas to be, or I guess what we want Christmas to be. This time of like getting together with family and like gifts don't matter. It's just like spending time with people and that kind of thing.
Well, no, I think you're nailing it. It's everything that came out of that time period. Whether you think of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 1966 Chuck Jones version released on November 18th, or Charlie Brown.
Oh yeah,
Charlie Brown Christmas. Any kind of Christmas story that came out of that era, even almost A Christmas Carol. It's all looking back to like, we're looking at the wrong aspects of Christmas, and it's how do we get back to more of this? Like we've got to put our focus on the importance of it.
Yeah.
The classic line in the cartoon Grinch is the noise, because he's thinking about all the toys that they're getting and all the crazy things that the kids are going to get, and they're going to create all this noise that I hate. But that's not the point of it.
Right.
It's not like that's part of it, but that's not the point of it. And it's the same thing with Charlie Brown of like, yeah, y'all are all focusing on the parts of the holiday, the season that aren't as important. What's important is the feelings that we get for the season.
Right. And I don't necessarily think that it's like either of these things delves too far into the religious perspective. I think it goes more towards what you just said, the feelings and the family and the goodwill. Yeah, all of that. And that while I think you could certainly read into these things, that religion perspective around which this holiday is based, absolutely. But I think it's more of that we need to return to a lesser capitalistic spend perspective, which, I mean, you and I both lived through the early 2000s, in which I just think Black Friday shopping was like at such a peak.
Right.
You know, even into the, post 2008 recession, even in that perspective, it was so like, let's go out and spend. Right. Like people getting hurt and even losing their lives over this, like, let's buy. Where you have these things that are like, wait. You just said all that noise.
Right.
No, that's not what any of this is about. It's about people. It's about family. It's about the people you love. It's about returning to those things.
Right. And what is it about the Grinch that makes his heart grow 2 sizes that day?
Being accepted. Being like with the other people, with the Who's in that case.
Well, no, because his heart grows before all that happens.
Is it the realization that
he gets up to the mountain. He's done the thing.
Oh, he's stolen
Christmas.
Right. Okay.
But then the townsfolk all still get together.
They still sing.
They sing.
Right.
Fahu Doris.
Is that what it is?
Fahu Doris. Dahu Doris.
Welcome
Christmas
Day.
Come this day.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
You know more than I do. I just know dates.
welcome Christmas, Christmas Day.
Sure.
Like they still get together. It was his expectation of like, if I take it from them.
So he's surprised that even though he's quote unquote stolen Christmas,
took all the bad crap away.
That's the realization.
They still have it in them to celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
And then I think actually I won't. I won't rewatch the Jim Carrey. But in the cartoon element, it's he's done the thing, but then as the sled starts to fall, he realizes that Cindy Lou who is like the purest of pure character embodifications.
Right. Embodiment.
The purest of pure embodiment.
Yeah.
Is somehow on that sled, and he has to save her.
Sure.
And it's like that whole realization of like, man, they're still coming together to celebrate.
Yeah.
And I don't want her to get hurt. That I've got to do this crazy feat to save the day. That he manages to do it and lifts that whole sled over his head. And his heart grows 3 sizes that day, I believe. It grows the 2. It grows the 2 and then breaks. It grows 3 sizes that day. So his heart's even bigger than it could have possibly been somehow.
And he hasn't had medical problems.
Yeah, and he's still like breathing. Cool. That's what did it. It was his realization of like, no, this isn't what Christmas is about.
Yeah. There you go.
It's something more.
It's about save the neck for me, Clark.
It's about having the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced.
Danny fucking Kaye.
With Danny fucking Kaye.
Yeah. I think it's that ultimately it's the perspective and the return to this idea of here's what we collectively have made Christmas into. Mm-hmm. And all that is, I don't want to demonize that capitalistic pursuit. And I don't, as much as I want to, I'm not going to. But I think it's that return to simpler times. It's that nostalgic perspective.
You're right.
It's
you're
the return to let's make it a simpler thing. And I don't know if that's obtainable anymore, but like, let's make it simpler.
I think the Grinch found a way to become nihilistic.
Sure.
I just read a book. Right? I just finished a book yesterday called The Sunny Nihilism. Nihilism.
Yeah.
Or The Sunny Nihilist. It's one of those. I think what the Grinch discovered in that moment was that, you know what? This doesn't matter. None of this matters. All this capitalistic stuff, that's not what's important. That doesn't matter. What matters is the moment.
Right.
And in this moment,
I see.
That little girl's cute. She's adorable. Look at her. Like she found a way to like reach my Grinch heart. And that's what's important in this moment. I don't want her to get hurt right now. The rest of the stuff, I don't know about it. It's crazy. I think I did the right thing, but if that's going to make all these people happy now in the moment,
right?
Let's do it. Let's take it all back down there. I think he's a bit of a nihilist. A sunny nihilist.
Okay.
Not the full dark nihilist.
Yeah.
Like let's blow it all up. But a sunny nihilist. That's a great book. I really enjoyed it.
Add that to the Christmas list.
I mean, if you're so intrigued.
I'm inclined.
I thought it was really good. I thought it was a good read.
Okay. I might have to
scratch my brain.
I
feel like I see that, and obviously that's through the filter of just finishing that.
Sure.
But I kind of feel like that's the thing that he realized in that moment of like, man, this stuff doesn't matter. None of this is important. But this exact Christmas moment in this day, Christmas morning, that's important to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So maybe let's let that be.
I think that character, just kind of tie all this up. That character is one that you could watch each version, each iteration, get something different, but ultimately it's coming back to what does this holiday, this season, this time, what does it mean to you? And how are you going to engage in it? If it's about a capitalistic, greed pursuit, all right. But what happens when that reaches its limit? Or that's over. What happens when you are an outcast and you have nobody, and this is your worldview now? So I love that character, and I love that the character persists in spite of the times changing. This character is something that we can constantly return to and is still affecting in a myriad of ways.
Sure. And like I think obviously he's still a morphing from Scrooge.
Sure.
It's a childlike example of just like, they're just grumpy, grouchy, bah humbug, doesn't like Christmas. Who doesn't like Christmas? Everybody loves Christmas. I think it is ironic that he is the green character and green with envy of everybody has this passionate enjoyment of this time of year and I don't.
And I just want a piece of it.
Yeah, and I would, what is it? What is it about this that y'all get?
Yep.
And then when he gets it, he's all in. He's all in. He's down there carving the roast beast.
Yeah. Right.
He's all into it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of hungry now.
Yeah.
Huh.
I still got some turkey.
Still?
Forever. It was a big turkey.
It was a big turkey. You got anything else?
No, I think that's the Grinch. Like,
yeah.
My big take on it is I love the Grinch.
I do too.
I love the cartoon Grinch.
I do too.
I hate that Jim Carrey.
I need to watch it. I need to watch it again.
I hate the song. I do passionately hate the song. If that ever comes up on a random playlist that we're listening to, hard skip.
Skip.
Right away. Alexa, skip. Right away. Beside that, I love that movie. That movie is great. The performances are great. It's like watching dog poo the whole time. It looks awful.
It does. Yeah.
I don't know why. That was the
and can I tell you,
aesthetic
the
of the
illumination
time.
version is not a whole lot better. It's pretty. It's way prettier.
Yeah, it's gonna be very bright.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. It's not the performances.
Yeah.
If it looked like the DVD cover,
you'd be happier. Sure.
Love that movie. It's probably one of my favorite movies ever.
Well, we'd love to know, what do you think about how the Grinch stole Christmas, or the Grinch character as a whole?
Yeah, let us know what's your favorite version.
Yep. What's
your favorite, iteration? Do you have to watch the cartoon, or does somehow
does
that Ron Howard version that is your Grinch?
Yeah.
And if it is, hey, own it.
What do you think about High West Distillery's A Midwinter Night's Dram?
Yeah. Have you had the opportunity to try that? And maybe you've had multiple versions of it.
Yeah.
Maybe you know which year was the year.
That was the engagement that we need.
And all I can say is, like, this being our only year, it's fantastic.
Fantastic.
Like, if there's a better version, I want to try that version.
Likewise. And if you're looking for a last-minute Christmas gift, why don't you run over to Flaviar.com, get yourself a subscription?
Yep. Maybe do that for sure. Maybe there's still tickets to that whiskey festival.
Sure.
You could do those too.
You can do that as well. The Flaviar promo code for Drep and Stone is DrepandStone1515. And the promo code for the Orlando Whiskey Festival is DSP15.
There's a lot of savings there.
That's a total 30%.
And on the other side of it, a lot of enjoyment.
Absolutely.
A lot of great times.
Well, you can get in touch with us through email. It's drepandstone@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us through social media.
It's always one word, Drep and Stone. DREP and Stone. Come find us wherever you socialize your media. We're socializing ours there also.
Absolutely. There's a really cool series going on in which we open the Flaviar Whiskey Advent Calendar.
You got to check it out.
And we'd love it if you support Drep and Stone. You can do so by rating Drep and Stone wherever it is you find great podcasts like this one.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely you can.
You can join us on Patreon and help support the podcast financially. And finally, you can support Drep and Stone by telling someone about Drep and Stone.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, Clark. All year round. Wouldn't you be satisfied with a Jelly of the Month, Clark?
I'd rather my Christmas bonus for my pool.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. And a little extra so you can fly down the family.
On that note, hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
May your glass overflow.
And your Grinch ass never show. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
It's from it's
Yeah, well, we'll see.
and I think it works, you know.
Mr.
It's the Grinch.
Seems like hey, Kyle.
Hey, Nick.
Are you looking for a birthday present for your someone special? I mean, a Christmas present.
All right, fresh crack pork.
Try that again. Pork.
It's totally my fault, Carol. I'm sorry. But he himself is very doo-doo brown.
Okay. What's the turkey breast?
It's just the boobs of the turkey.
I know what the turkey breast is.
Oh.
The boobs of
Sorry.
turkey.
And what's that Drepenstone promo code?
That's DSP15.
Man,